Hello, hope everyone is fine. Today I have come with a model of male pelvis. I'll be explaining the perineum, the pelvic floor, and all the related structures that are present in this model. Okay, in a later video, I'll be explaining to you the spermatic cord present in the inguinal canal and relation in the scrotum. Okay, let's proceed. Raha. So here you can see this is the inlet of pelvis. Okay, this is the inguinal canal. Okay, you can see here this is the sacrum, and here division of the descending aorta into common iliac artery, and behind you can see the infravena cava formation, and that is passing under the inguinal ligament. And what is this organ? This is the bladder. Okay, in male this is the bladder, and which is behind the pubic symphysis. This is the external genitalia that can be seen, and along with it you can see the testis here, and here you can see even the layers of scrotum. Okay, next come upwards. You focus from above. Behind the bladder you can see the rectum. Okay, you can rectum. There are some more structures which I'll show you in the later part. So from this we can say that this is a male pelvis, and first we'll go for the perineal area. Okay, so focus in the perineal area. So as we have discussed in the theory, Rakha, on kar. This is the perineal body here. First I'm focusing the perineal body. Why? Because you can see the external genitalia here in the male, which will contain the male urethra. Okay, and here this is the opening of the anal canal. Okay, so what is the difference in male and female? In the perineum, male have only two openings, that is that of the urethra and anal canal, and in between you get the perineal body. So come behind, this is the coccyx. Okay, tip of the coccyx, and here is the sacral vertebra. Okay, sacrum. Now these two are the ischial tuberosity. Okay, can you see this? So from the ischial tuberosity to the sacrum, this big ligament colored in blue, focus from one side. So this is the sacrotuberous ligament. Hidden here is the sacrospinous ligament. This in details I have spoken in the female pelvis, so I am not going into details. So this sacrotuberous ligament, tip of the coccyx, and these two ischial tuberosity, this is the anal triangle. Okay, and here this is the urogenital triangle. Why urogenital? Because it contains the urinary structure and genital structures. Okay, so here both the testes, here coverings are seen from testic. Okay, you can see the coverings here, and here there are no coverings, only the blood vessels and nerves, and this is the male genitalia. So come to the muscle fibers here. As we know, in the male pelvis, since this is the bulbospongiosus, okay, bulbospongiosus, which is joined by a median raphe. So it looks like a bipinnate muscle. In female, this is divided because of presence of vagina. Okay, and then this is ischiocavernosus. Ischiocavernosus. Ischiocavernosus will be covering what? Corpora cavernosus, and bulbospongiosus will be covering corpora spongiosus. Corpora spongiosus is absent in female, isn't it? So from side to side, touching the ischial tuberosity, what you have is the superficial transverse perineum. Okay, and this is the anal sphincter. Anal sphincter. This is anococcygeal raphe, and here in the middle is the perineal body. Okay, let's proceed upwards. I'd like to show you something. So in male, what happens? The ischiocavernosus on both the sides are present on the side of the bulbospongiosus. Okay, but when they go to the front or upwards here, they come close together with the bulbospongiosus. So this is the root of the penis. This is the root of the penis, and here they will be closely placed together. So if we see at the root of the penis, that if you after removing the external genitalia, you can see this is the bulbospongiosus, which will be encircling the corpora spongiosum containing the urethra. So in the middle where I am putting the pointer, that is the urethra. Okay, penile urethra, and here you can see the corpora cavernosus, which will be surrounded by the ischiocavernosus. So on the posterior aspect, you can see blue color, red color and yellow color. What are those? Those are dorsal nerve of penis and dorsal artery and vein of penis. Okay, so here you see the urethra. Is it clear now? Here you see the urethra. Okay, and here you can see some of the nerves that are the perineal nerves that are supplying the urogenital diaphragm, all the muscles and all that. Okay, and here are some nerves which is supplying the pelvic muscle, that is the levator ani, which will be telling now. Now I have disarticulated the model and I am showing you the sagittal section. So here you see this is the pubic symphysis. Okay, this is the pubic symphysis with the pubic tubercle, and here is the inguinal ligament. Okay, now what is this structure? This is bladder. This is bladder, and in male there is another organ which is present, that is the prostate. So prostate will be present in the on the surface of the bladder surrounding the urethra. That part is called the prostatic urethra, and behind the bladder you can see the seminal vesicles and vas deferens. Okay, so here this small tube, can you notice? This is the small tube which you can see is opening here behind, and it is meeting the duct of the seminal vesicle, and they are forming the ejaculatory duct which opens into the prostatic urethra. So here this small tube is nothing but the vas deferens, which will form the content of a spermatic cord. That will come to it later. And what is this big tube? This tube is rectum. Okay, rectum and formation of anal canal down. Okay, here what is this area between the bladder and the rectum? This is the vesicorectal pouch. Okay, vesicorectal pouch. Now I'd like to remove this part and show you here. So this is the cut section where you can see the rectum. Even you can, this is the bladder, and here is the formation of the urethra, starting of the urethra, which is enclosed by the prostate. So this part is called the prostatic urethra. You can see the seminal vesicle cut section. So here this is the vas deferens coming, okay, and meeting the seminal vesicle duct, forming the ejaculatory duct. So this is the ejaculatory duct opening into the prostatic urethra. Okay, and this is called vesicorectal pouch. Let me remove this, and now if I remove this part, what you can see, do you remember the pelvic diaphragm of female? So here the pelvic diaphragm, same as the female, is formed by the levator ani muscle and the coccygeus. So in female we have uterus, bladder and rectum that is supported by the pelvic diaphragm, next by the urogenital diaphragm. In male what we got is the bladder and the rectum, and below the bladder there is a presence of prostate. So this line, this layer from backside and front and below, this is the pelvic diaphragm. So how the pelvic diaphragm has supported the internal organ, you have seen nicely. So as I showed you previously, this is the external iliac artery, this is the internal iliac artery dividing into anterior division and posterior division. This is the formation of the sacral plexus, and this is the white line or where on the obturator internus, from where this origin of levator ani muscle begins. Okay, from the coccyx till here, this is the coccygeus muscle. So because of the presence of rectum and the urethra in the pelvis, you get two openings here. Okay, here is the opening of the urethra and here is the opening of the anal canal. So in the pelvic floor of male, you get only two openings. Is it clear? So same thing in this model. So here you notice. So this is the pelvic diaphragm, coccygeus muscle and levator ani muscle. This is the obturator internus. Okay. What is this canal? Obturator canal. All these in details I have discussed. Now you see here in my palm, what is this? This is the urogenital diaphragm. Now I explain to you to the urogenital diaphragm. Similar to the female, you will have the all this muscle. So transverse perineal muscle, superficial transverse perineal and deep transverse perineal. So here also we will have superficial perineal pouch and deep perineal pouch. Okay, Rakha. So in the superficial perineal pouch, you have already seen and learned in the theory what are the structures. You get multiple muscles, then nerves and vessels and glands. Okay, in female I told you, you get Bartholin's gland, but in male the gland, bulbourethral gland, is found in the deep perineal pouch, but the ducts of the deep of the bulbourethral glands are found in the superficial perineal pouch. Okay, so in my first video I have already explained the membranes or fascia and the pouches in details. Here I just want to show you this part. So this is the sagittal section again. So half of the levator ani muscle is here. This is the obturator internus. Okay, and here from above, that means in the pelvic cavity, you can see the opening of the urethra going anteriorly, and this is the deep perineal pouch, and here is the anal opening. Okay, anococcygeal raphe. Okay, so you can see some nerves supplying the urogenital diaphragm. What I want to show you is, so this is the opening of the urethra. Okay, and this is the anal canal. Now you can see something else. What is that? This urethral opening will become the coming through the urogenital diaphragm, that is the membranous part of the urethra, then it begins as a penile urethra. Okay, so this is the penile urethra which will be inside the bulbospongiosus. Okay, and bulbospongiosus will be supported by the ischiocavernosus. These muscles I have shown you already. This is half part and here is the half part. So is it clear now? So this is the penile urethra, then you will have the membranous urethra, then inside the prostate you will have the prostatic urethra. If I open this and show you again, so this is the bladder, this is the prostatic urethra. So prostatic urethra, when it is crossing the diaphragms, it is called the membranous urethra, and then it becomes the penile urethra. Pause. So in the lateral view, you can see the inguinal canal here, and there is the obturator foramen closed by the obturator membrane, and you get obturator canal here, okay, and inside you have seen the obturator internus muscle already I showed you. Obturator externus is not shown, and this is the acetabulum, and behind, what is this? This is the greater sciatic foramen, and as I showed you in the female pelvis, this is the muscle called piriformis. So piriformis will come from the sacrum, ventral surface, and it will come out from the greater sciatic foramen, dividing into upper part and lower part, and here you can see the coming out of the sciatic nerve, okay, and here is the pudendal nerve. Pudendal nerve coming from the greater sciatic foramen, crossing the ischial spine and again entering in the lesser sciatic foramen. This pudendal nerve, along with the pudendal vessels and nerve to the obturator internus, is called the pin structure. It will enter the perineum again, and it will give multiple branches, perineal branches, and nerve to the dorsal nerve to penis, and all that are branches. I have already discussed in theory. I have shown you diagrams as well. So you can see all these branches coming and supplying, okay. So if I hold this pelvis now this way, this is the two ischial tuberosity with the sacrotuberous ligament, and this is urogenital triangle, this is the anal triangle. Now this gap, you can see my forceps going inside. So ischial tuberosity, sacrotuberous ligament, anal canal. What is this region? This will be filled up with lot of fat, that is ischiorectal fossa. Ischiorectal fossa. Okay, clear? So together you can see now, this is the model of female pelvis, and this is the model of male pelvis. So in the female pelvis, very well you can see the uterus, then the bladder, and behind rectum, and other structures which I have explained to you. But in male pelvis, you can see the bladder, and behind only the rectum, and the seminal vesicles and pars deferens coming this way. And also outside you can see the male reproductive organs, okay. So study both together and try to understand the differences, and make this video helpful for your theory.